Let us go into wide leg forward bend. If you only need a single block for your head, great. Otherwise, bring another block in. Maybe use a chair. Parallel your feet. Start to draw the flesh of the back of the pelvis around. When you get to the top of the thighs, roll the inner thighs back. Let your hands slide down the shins and press shin into hand, hand into shin. Lengthen the sternum out, shin slightly away from the sternum. Then pull up on your shins to draw the spine downwards. Keep broadening out through the bend of the elbows to open the upper chest. So the collarbones move wider, the shoulder blades move wider. Your neck drapes towards the floor. And then transfer the arms out as if you're doing downward dog. Five long, full, deep breaths. If it pinches in the shoulders by reaching your arms forward and out, then by all means, just bring your hands beneath your shoulder. Slowly begin to walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Transfer the weight into the legs. Bring your hands to the tops of the thighs. Press your thighs back. Inhale and come up. Sidestep your feet back. Take Uttanasana. Bend the thighs. If you can come into Malasana, extending the arms out, maybe hugging your shins, rolling back onto the floor. Bringing your feet close to the buttock bones and take bridge pose. Lifting the back of the pelvis up towards the back of the knees and taking your hips towards your knees. Grab the outer edges of your mat and stretch the arms away from you. Exhale and lower down. So there's many manifestations of bridge pose. We can use bridge pose to strengthen the back of the pelvis. We can use it to strengthen the hamstrings. We can use it to open the front of the thighs. We can use it to stabilize your knees. One of the things that's helpful is it begins to build us up for shoulder balance. Now, if we hold the outer edges of the mat and begin to spin the triceps towards the midline of the body, you can begin to feel how the upper arm bones hit the mat more cleanly, and the center of the back of the arm is on the floor. Now, if you press the back of the arms down, you almost can feel that there's an involuntary lift of your back ribs up. Right? So when we exhale and press the heels down and the back of the arms down, then the back ribs will lift up, the hips will lift up. So when that happens, direct the hips out towards the knees, and you'll feel almost like your head is moving towards the trunk, like a turtle retracting its head. So let that happen on the exhalation. And on the inhalation, You can lift the side ribs up and towards the ears, and the sternum comes towards the chin, and it almost feels like you're lengthening your neck. So exhalation, there's shortening, and an inhalation, there's a lengthening. So let's do that for 5 rounds. So exhale, press the back of the arms down, the inner heels down, and lift your hips, lift your backwards up. You'll feel a shortening of the neck perhaps. And then inhale, press into your feet again, taking the side ribs towards your ears, feeling a lengthening. So do that for 4 more times. And you may even feel a massaging-like quality of your shoulder blades, which can break up some of the frozen quality. So you're just rocking and rolling over those shoulder blades. So for those of us that feel like we can never quite get on top of our shoulders and shoulder balance, or even much higher in our high bridge or Viparita Karani. I'm letting you do your counting. So when you're done, you exhale and come down and draw your knees towards your chest. So if you are someone who is not doing shoulder balance today, I'm going to recommend that you take either a bolster or 2 blocks. And if the blocks bother your sacrum, what you can do is you can use a blanket over the 2 blocks. So if you have 2 medium blocks and a blanket to soften, you can create your own little bolster this way. But if you have a bolster, so much the better. All right? So for those of you that don't have a bolster, you can create one with 2 blocks, medium height, together, and a blanket. But if you do have a bolster, it's a better deal, right? So what you're going to do, my bolster people, is do Viparita Karani if you're not doing shoulder balance today. So I'm sitting here with my buttock bones almost falling off the far side of the bolster. And I'm lying over this bolster with my back ribs hitting the edge. Ah, yes, black on black. That was not well thought out here. So let me just put this. So here I have my buttock flesh on one side, and as I lie back, my shoulder blades touch the floor to where I feel solid on the shoulder blades, almost like that rolling that you felt in your bridge pose. And I want to press the back of the arms down just like before, so I get a lift in the back ribs. And then I keep the pelvis firmly planted down and the legs go up. So there's an extension up through the heels, the throat is very open, and I reach out through the fingertips, press the back of the arms down. I reach up through the heels, but I also have the back of the pelvis and the abdomen drawing down. And you stay here as long as you can support this without discomfort. You know, you want to work, but it's reasonably sustainable. And then when you're done, you take your feet down and you move in the direction of your head so that you take your feet together into a Baddha Konasana position. And then you'll Shavasana with your knees on the bolster. So that's for my bolster people and non-shoulder balance people. So if you're doing shoulder balance, go ahead on up. And see if you can find, you can go into plow pose first. to find that balance of even weight between the right shoulder blade and the left shoulder blade, having the weight on the center of the back of the upper arms. And then as you get more open in the muscles behind the back body, near the shoulder blade, can you walk your hands lower towards your shoulder blades? Pressing the heels of the hands into the back ribs to bring the side ribs towards the ears. Everyone merge the inner legs together and press the front of the leg towards the back of the leg as you reach your heels up and spread your toes. Now, Kathy, you want to take your feet a little bit away from your face, and it should open your chest a little bit more. So take your feet further away from you. Take your feet away from you. So you want to move the front of the leg, your feet, away from your face more. More. More, more. So Kathy, move your legs away from your face. No, the other. Yes, there it is. Good. Use your exhalation to ground down, your inhalation to expand upwards. Now, if you're in shoulder balance, give yourself an opportunity to go into either Ekapada or cloud pose. Ekapada meaning one leg. And now my Viparita Karani people, you can bend your knees, take your feet to the floor. Bring your feet to the floor if you're on a bolster. And then move yourself in the direction of your head until your whole back body's on the floor, and bring your feet together and your knees wide. And let the pit of the groin descend down and your abdomen to drop down. Palms are still up, back of the arms release. And now shoulder balance people, you can roll out of your shoulder balance slowly. And then move in such a way so the blankets are only underneath the back of your legs. Whether it's rotating your head towards the screen or some other inventive movement. Those of you using the bolster, make sure you give yourself some time to straighten the legs and let the back and the knees be supported on the bolster. Those of you who have been doing shoulder balance, if you have the room, stretch your arms out into a T, bend your knees toward your chest, and take Jatara Parivartanasana, a gentle twist to release the neck and the lower back. Take a luxurious deep breath in. Bend your knees, one leg at a time, and gently rock from side to side. Roll to your right, lying heavy there. And use your arms, slowly come into sit up. Bring your palms together in front of your head and bow your head. Raise your head, gazing softly.